A retired police officer recently testified in Congress and admitted that she would not follow a law requiring her to give up her assault rifles. Take a look and then we'll discuss how stupid this argument is.
My goal here is to educate people. We are law-abiding, responsible gun owners, and please don't legislate the 150 million people just like me into being criminals, because it has happened. You've already done it. The legislation on bump stocks, I was a bump stock owner, and I had to make a decision. Do I become a felon or do I comply? And like that gentleman that just got escorted out, I will not comply with the assault weapons ban.
Listen, I don't think she understands how enforcing the law works. If this country ever passed a law involving the confiscation of guns, then there'd be a progressive as a president. I think we can all agree on that part. Like, we both left and right can agree on that. If any legislation passes involving the confiscation of guns, there's a progressive as president. That's a logical implication. The thing about being a president is that you are the boss of every federal institution that is in charge of executing the law. That's why they call you the executive branch. So here's how confiscation would definitely work. You first make it illegal to own an assault weapon. If you don't comply within a certain time period, listen, it's not making you, it's not forcing you to break the law. You have this time period where you can fix it. Like, that's how every freaking law works. You get a time period where you figure out what you have to do. And then the police will come to your house after that time period and they'll arrest you if you don't comply. Now, there are two possible challenges to this happening. Either you have police officers that dissent and refuse to confiscate guns, which will happen, and or you will have people who use their assault weapons to defend their own right to own it. Here's the thing, though. If you refuse to execute the law, then the president can just fire you, or at least hire people high up the chain to enforce that the law would be kept. If you dissent as a police officer, you'd be fired. Look at Trump's cabinet. If you dissent against Trump, you get fired. So then you just have police officers that believe in the rule of law. That problem is extremely easy to solve. So put that aside, that's not a problem. You might say, well, there might not be enough police officers out there. But keep in mind, these people spent their whole life training for this position. They're not going to give it up for their right to own an assault rifle, especially when many of them don't even have an assault rifle and believe that Americans should not have assault rifles. This is a belief that has an overwhelmingly majority support, including amongst police officers. On top of that, you can always increase wages to fill federal positions. So if you don't have enough police officers, increase wages and you'll get police officers. That easy. The second problem is that you have people like, from the video that you just saw, who are apparently willing to die for that right. Okay, that's not going to happen. And if it does, you shouldn't own an assault rifle, a weapon anyways, and we should probably confiscate your gun. Like, you can't fight an entire police force forever. You can't, barricade your house and shoot off the police officers. You can't get away with murdering police officers. You can't kill police officers. On top of that, I thought Blue Lives Matter. These individuals will have to choose between going to jail and owning an assault rifle. Do you really think they're going to willingly go to jail? I did a segment a few months ago about red flag laws, just to prove this to you guys. I did a video a few months ago about red flag laws in Colorado that were being passed, and how a police officer apparently would resign if the law would be passed. It passed. That police officer is still working there. You know why? Because he likes that paycheck and he has nowhere else to go. This lady from Congress, this lady would give up her arms. I'm not concerned about her and not scared. These kinds of arguments were made in so many other developed nations. You know how many people followed through with their threats? 0. That's the point. You're all talk and no action. And for that, I'm not concerned about your threats.